We're in February. Can you believe it? The first month of 2018 is already gone. How are you doing with those goals that you set at the beginning of the year? Are you making progress? Are you stalling? Where are you at? If you haven't made progress, don't worry, you're not alone in that. Most of us don't actually take action on the goals that we set out to at the beginning of the year. But I want to encourage you to get back on the horse and keep going. Here's the thing, many people are talking about career pivots right now. We're at the end of January, bonuses are getting paid out. It's that opportunity to say, okay, maybe there's something else around the corner. And I encourage you, if you're thinking about a career pivot, to take some more action on that idea, because action is the only thing that is going to help give you the clarity and the confidence you need to move forward in that direction. Now, when I say action, I don't necessarily mean hand in your notice to your boss tomorrow. I'm talking about action towards that idea or that strategy that you have in mind. Because here's the thing, you'll have many different ideas, I'm guessing. But what can happen is that, as a smart woman, you can get into the strategy, project out 10 years and do the math and get into that headspace. And you can make assumptions based on what you think, right? And whilst that's not a bad thing, you need to go out there and test and validate. Because without that step, believing that we already know the answers without talking to people can be a little bit dangerous. And even the best companies in the world do this, right? Like, they don't assume that they know what's best. They have market research studies. They get people in a room to look at a product and give them feedback where they get stuck. We all need this. So if you have a number of different ideas that you're considering, I invite you to take action. When you have an idea, you take action, you're going to get clarity. You're going to get feedback. Maybe something isn't going to be right, or you need to speak to somebody else to get another piece of information. And that's when you can redefine your idea and come back to it. So taking action is the most important thing you can do. Let's take the example of wanting to leave your job and start a business. Seems to be a really sexy topic at the moment. This January for me has been about live workshops, getting out there, delivering talks. And it's been really interesting to hear what people are considering and what is most exciting. I do live in Hong Kong, so the startup scene is pretty big here. But, let's take that as an example. Most of us, if we have an idea for a business, and this was myself included, you can have an idea of what it's going to look like. Assume that you have an amazing product and the clients will come. When the reality is there's a lot of other things to consider. So you want to think smart for sure, by asking yourself, what do I need to find out to figure out if this idea is right? Then you need to go and take action. So take action on what it's like to actually start a business in your field. Can you speak to somebody in that industry? Can you talk to someone who's actually started a business before and understand the challenges and the pitfalls? Can you go and find out what it's like to incorporate a company, how much it costs? And where can you find out the information on what it costs to start the business that you're looking to set up? Right? Start to get into the research beyond paper, but also actually speaking to people. And that's really going to go a long way to help you refine that idea. And that's something personally I wish I had done when I was in that period of wanting to start a business. I kind of just assumed that I knew the answers and I didn't go out there and test it. And that's one of the biggest lessons that I've learned in my own business. And a lot of my clients, I support them in that process so they don't have to make the same mistakes and pitfalls. So I will leave that with you. Take action on your goals. You don't have to quit your job tomorrow, but do test and validate that idea that you are considering by asking smart questions, talking to the right people, and figuring out what it is that you need to know to decide whether that is the right choice for you. If you need any support on that, then leave a comment for me below. I'd love to hear what's your biggest challenge with validating your next career pivot. In the meantime, have a wonderful week. And remember, there's no one in the world who can do what you do the way you do it. So go out there and live that amazing life and contribute in your own way.